What a chump. Can't you see what we're walking out on? The grind. 365 days a year.
How many are there?
36. Counted them myself.
36! But last year I had 37!
God, place with meth.
Meth? You're worried about a little meth? There's nothing here a little spit shine wouldn't fix.
I ought to kill you right now.
Not a very private place for a murder.
We've got him, Jack Zimmerman, on the program with us today. Jack, how are you doing?
Good, Al. How you doing today?
Well, you know, America won in hockey, so I'm all jazzed up. I can't get rid of this feeling. It was a fun Sunday. Other than that, I'm fine.
What else matters, Al? What else matters in the Olympics? Maybe curling second? I don't even know. Winter Olympics? Where does this rank for you?
See, it is the Winter Olympics, so it's not like the real Olympics, so I get that. But it is what we have here in the wintertime. I'm a little upset with Norway. They won the total medal count.
Norway?
But it was really by Norway. But they're like, that's what they live in snow, so I get it.
Is this because of like AI or something, or what happened?
No, they had one guy. It's like one cross-country skier guy who won like 6 gold medals. He's like the guy of all guys. So they end up winning more golds than we did.
What is our CIA even good for anymore, Al?
I have no idea. I really don't. I really don't. But anyway, so the medal count is interesting to me because I think, did you and I talk about this? It's done wrong anyway. It should be who gets the most golds, right?
Yeah.
No one should care who got, like, Italy. Yeah. 14 bronze medals. Woohoo! You're the best there is at third place.
You're not making a Wheaties box doing that, Al.
That's what I'm saying. So anyway, that doesn't matter to me. Now, here's what bothers me a little bit. So the men's hockey is the last sport played before they're done. They wrap her all up, which is kind of cool. But 2 days before, the women won their gold, and now we're not even talking about them. Right. They're wiped off the map, and I think that's sexist. Not really, just what it is.
But there's too much going on. You only get a minute of fame, you know. But if you're the last ones, you kind of get to ride that out, you know.
Yeah, no, it's true. But it wiped a lot of stuff off the mat. There are a few things. There's the whole Lindsey Vonn, right? She was going to be, she was going to be the talk of the Olympics until she 30 seconds later was busted her leg out of a few places, had to be flown out. That was a one-day story. Then there was some. I think he was an Italian guy. Made it about 10 bowls down the slalom thing before he literally split the gate in half right in his, man stuff. That was kind of fun to watch over and over again. I was laughing so hard. Everybody knew the pain.
Ooh, Al, that one, I could feel that video.
Oh, see, we don't understand it. You can feel So that was a day's worth of nude.
So bad from watching a video. You know what I mean?
Yes. You're probably not old enough. Do you remember Eddie the Eagle?
No, I don't.
Eddie the Eagle, and I want to say he was Jamaican. I don't know. He was one of those guys that did the long jump, the big, huge long jump, but he wasn't good at it. He got in because no one else in his country would do it, which I see that. Anyway, this is late 80s. He comes down that long jump, but he gets scared or something. He doesn't make it off the jump on 2 skis, right? He's crashing and burning before he gets it, and he flies up. And for like 10 years, NBC used it as, the agony of defeat? And you saw Eddie the Eagle fly into the crowd. That lasted more than a minute. But a lot of this stuff does not. Now, you heard the curling guy, right? The Canadian curler using the Effenheimer.
The finger flicker guy.
And then the ladies of the Canadian team accused of the same thing. Canadians are cheaters. That's all I'm saying.
You know what, Al? All I have to say is that guy can flick a booger further than anybody else. If you can push that big old rock that far with a flick.
Yes, he can. So these are all things that are happening throughout the Olympics. So curling, I don't even know who won curling. You don't even remember anymore. No one knows. So
I don't even understand it still, Al. I watched it for 3 weeks, and they just keep playing. Nobody wins, I feel like. I just keep watching and fall asleep before it's over.
It's like 25 rounds up and down, but it's basically like, have you ever played, what is that you play out in your ball? Bocce ball? You throw a ball out there and you try to get the one closest to it, and if you're closest to it, you get a point. It's the same thing, but on ice.
Yeah. It's like when the yard froze, we switched to curling.
Yeah, there you go. So, it's the winter version of that. Other than that, not a lot of really cool things happen. Then, of course, the women win, which is exciting, and I don't think the goalie gave up a goal, or maybe she gave up 1 goal in the entire Olympics. And then the men's team. And let's talk about this men's game. Do you have a moment, Jack? I'm thinking that's a yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
thank you. Am I boring you, Jack? So I watched the U.S.-Slovakian game the day before, which got us into it, and we kicked them. We killed them. But it was weird. It was like hockey as I knew it, kind of a decent pace, and I watched it. It was fine. This game with the Canadians, and the Canadian guy, even being a sore loser, said it outright. We were the better team today. And I got to be honest, Jack, I thought they were. Yeah. I have never seen hockey so fast. It was like we were on power play. They were on power play the whole time. It was just boom, boom, boom. It was unbelievable. And then the goalie, he did all he could to keep us in the game, and that was kind of fun, and then we win it. But that was crazy. Canada was flying high.
The thing is, Al, is that it's fun to watch a game where you feel like it really mattered. It wasn't your playing games or whatever to get to the 96 games where the NHL plays in their season. It was actually it mattered, and you're playing for your country. And, in a way, I could kind of relate to them. You got that flag on your shoulder, and you're out there, you represent your country, and you don't want to let all these people down. Everybody's watching, and what an incredible thing. Al, you know what I really enjoyed about the Olympics?
What's that?
There wasn't branding on everything. They weren't selling advertisements on everything. The hockey puck didn't have a Waffle House emblem on it or something,
Well, a couple of things here if we can. First off, in the hockey games, it was brought to you by Pokemon trading cards. Are people spending enough in trading cards that the entire Olympics was brought to you by Pokemon? How I am just way too old. It was brought to you by Pokemon, so there's money there.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, and then they're trading cards for kids.
No,
and then
I know that part. But I didn't even know they were sponsoring the Olympics.
Yeah, that was the big sponsor was Pokemon. And then back in my day, it was a beer commercial or it was pop like regular people. But then the other thing I thought was really weird, they were handing the gold medals out, and you got a little stuffed animal that is the team mascot for this Olympics. That was like the most it was unnerving to give a Canadian.
I got to see the highlight. It was almost a test of courage if you could take that stuffed animal and not lose it.
Especially if you're like the Canadians, you're already teed off. They're giving you a bronze instead of a gold, and then they give you this little stuffed koozie thing. Yeah, you're right. It was a test of courage not to blow up and just say, keep it. I don't want your stupid thing. But they did that. Now, let's talk.
What do you think they're selling for on eBay today, Al?
Oh, if you're one of those, if it was actually from an Olympian, I bet you can get big money for it. Otherwise, I presume they
sell mine tomorrow. If I got a stuffed animal for second place, I'd be selling that thing in a heartbeat. What an awful reminder.
See, but I think these Olympians, because they're all, 19, 20 years old, everything they touch over there, they're taking home in a memory box. The extra condoms that they handed out, it doesn't matter. This is my Lippin condoms. They're taking it all home because it's all about that. But let's talk a little bit about the USA thing. You bring up the badge, wearing the stars and stripes. The U.S. hockey men's, the U.S. hockey women, they couldn't have been more pro-USA. What do you think of and I think he was an alpine skier, came in 10th place and was ripping Americans' politics in Milan, Italy. I'm like, buddy, go home.
I mean, you get the opportunity to represent your country, and that's how you're going to do it. If you're not out there pointing out the great things about your country, if you don't think anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. We sent you, you're representing us. It's awful.
Yeah. Good. I thought you'd say that. And then let's contrast that with all the lady hockey players standing up there singing the anthem. It was fantastic. How about this guy that was it Hughes? This guy gets his tooth knocked out literally at the last minutes of the hockey game, gets asked to play in the overtime, scores the overtime winning goal. He's sitting there with Old Glory wrapped around him, a front lip that's all bruised up, a missing tooth, and he's thanking God and America. The guy is made for a Wheaties box.
Yeah, that guy gets it. He gets what it's all about. And if that doesn't show what American grit truly is, then we don't have it anymore. Then it's gone forever. I mean, it'll be one of those things that you see in 10 years from now, Al, or 12 years, and a couple Olympics from now, you'll see that and be like, "Oh man, I remember that was awesome."
And what does it say about America? This is a cheap shot at hockey, and hockey people, I'm sorry, but hockey is not our number one sport, right? In America. Yeah. I mean, you got football, probably basketball, then your baseball, hockey, right?
Yeah.
And even let's just say it's our fourth sport here, and we still kick the world's butt. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
That's what America's supposed to be doing.
I
set
agree.
the tone for the rest of the world, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you got your sport, Canada. All you got is hockey. We just beat you. It makes me feel good inside.
Movies have you seen? How many Canadian,
Yeah.
music videos have you watched?
Yeah.
None.
None.
Everybody watches our stuff.
Yeah, that's right. I've got to go to break because I'm feeling really good about being American. We'll be back right after this. I got more with Jack on the Al Travis Show.
Hey, Brian, what do you call a lobbyist with a sense of humor?
Me?
Close. Momentum advocacy.
We help clients get real results at the Capitol with strategy, relationships, and just enough charm to make it fun.
From policy wins to media spots, we've got your back.
Nonprofits, businesses, coalitions, we've helped them all.
And we do it with nearly 90 years of combined experience.
Momentum advocacy.
As always, your friends at the Capitol. Learn more about our team at momentum-advocacy.com.
Think about it. A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
Are you kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-AL's show.
Lucky to have me, Jack, a real American, talking about what's going on here in America. Jack, last time you were on last week, you had a friend on, and you guys had the World Turkey Federation shooting thing. How did that end up?
Oh, man, it ended up being a great show. I know Connor booked a bunch of hunts down there to bring a bunch of guys up to Michigan this spring. Great Lakes Guided Outdoors is his outfit, and I know there's still a couple spots left if you want to come up this spring and turkey hunt with me and Connor up there and the week that I'm there. So if anybody wants to jump in on that, but that ended up great. I spoke down there at the convention, went phenomenal. And then this week, on Wednesday, we headed down to Safari Club International. And
where is that?
It's in Nashville here at downtown Nashville, and spent Wednesday through Saturday at the show there, seeing a bunch of friends from all over the world, really, and catching up with people and getting new ideas on where to go hunt and what to hunt. And then yesterday, I was invited to the Grand Slam Club Orvis, and they are
what is this? Yeah,
they're sheep hunters, and they hunt all over the world for different types of sheep. They have like the North American Grand Slam, and there's ibex all over Asia, and these guys hunt these things all over the world in the worst conditions, in the worst places, and some of the best hunters in the world. And it was so cool to be around those guys. And I was selected this year to be their Hunt of a Lifetime recipient. So,
Wow.
and I received an honorary life membership with them. So I'm excited to be a part of the group now, and looking forward to finding out where I'm gonna get my next adventure to go hunting from those guys. And
don't take this wrong, Jack, but are sheep really that hard to hunt?
It's where they're located now. It's where they're located. They're up on the steepest cliffs. They're on the top of the mountains. They're in the hardest places to get to, and some of the hardest terrain to traverse. So just incredible group of guys that you don't hunt these things unless you're absolutely dedicated to it.
Okay. And then you guys, once you hunt it, you've got to go get it wherever you shot it at, and that can't be easy. So, what's the weirdest sheep you've ever hunted?
Oh man, I haven't really done a ton of sheep hunting and stuff. I shot some sheep down in Texas, exotics and stuff like that, like Corsican rams and stuff like that. But
does that interest you then a ton?
Oh yeah, I mean, big time. I mean, it's gonna be the ultimate challenge for me is to try to get up as high as I can, to get as close as I can within range of them. I mean, that's gonna be the hardest part for me, not having legs and stuff, trying to get up there. So definitely got some ideas while I was down there. But they also do the North American 29. There's 29 big game animals that you can harvest in North America. And
29?
Yeah, there's only about 250 guys that have ever done it. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, very impressive. And there's probably only about 50 guys that have ever done it with a bow only, shot all 29 with a bow. So those guys are honored. And just being around that class of hunters, and it was kind of different going out there and speaking in front of those guys because, you want to gain their respect, and you respect those guys so much. And just an incredible group of guys. And not only that, but I watched them raise over $1 million last night for conservation. So
wow, so
impressive in what they're doing. And it just shows that all the dollars they raised last night are going to go actually into conservation, and they show how they do it. And it's a breath of fresh air, really.
Take this with a grain of salt, sir, but how in the world does someone going around shoot 290 any kind of different animal in the U.S. and it's a hobby? Can these guys do this for a living? And my point is, can you make a living by doing that so you have the time to do that? I'm stunned.
Well, Al, if you think about it, 29 animals, it might take a guy 40 years to achieve that. You're not going to harvest every year. I mean, it's a work of lifetime work,
And but I mean, okay, so what were you doing down at the show? I mean, I'm glad you went down. Is you hawking your book? What were you doing at the show?
No, honestly, I was just down there because I enjoy the hunting industry so much, and the people that are there and all the friends that I've made there. And it's kind of like we all get together, and it's a big trade show, all these outfitters from all over the world have their booths set up. And I was talking to some people about Ranching for Heroes down in Texas and how they could partner up with us and support the nonprofit down there to get more veterans out hunting and different things like that. So it was really fun to be around those people that, all are like-minded people about the outdoors. And, if it wasn't for that groups like that, wildlife would deteriorate. I mean, hunters are the biggest supporters of conservation,
And how do you get to $1 million in fundraising? Is it people donate, businesses donate boats and guns and that sort of thing, and you raffle it off? How do you get to $1 million in a night?
So just last night, not even including the silent auction, over $1 million was raised between the live auction that they had, auctioning off hunts that outfitters would donate to go towards conservation, and then just I bet over half of that was just money pledged.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. Jack, I'm out of time. Love having you on. Go do something really fun. We'll talk about it again next week.
Thanks, Al. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Jack Zimmerman, JackZimmermanMN.com.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa